What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Dark Avenger comic book review. First of all, happy holidays, everybody. Whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, none of the above, it's still happy winter solstice then. Happy holidays, happy whatever you'd like to call it. It's December, it's the festive time of the year. And ironically, in this review, we have 25 books. There's 25 days until Christmas every December.
Yep.
Helicopters.
Yep.
Gonna have fireworks and everything for this episode, aren't we?
We might, yeah.
So I apologize for the helicopter, New York, but you will notice there's a little music in the background. We put a little festive Christmas music in because we do celebrate Christmas.
Yep.
So for those of you that do celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas once again.
That's why we got the Santa hats.
Yep. And I hope everybody who celebrates Hanukkah had a happy Hanukkah. That's over now. I'm so sorry. I do not know when Kwanzaa is.
Kwanzaa's the day after Christmas, I believe.
Oh, it is. So hopefully everybody will have a happy Kwanzaa as well. As we're recording this, this is going up on December 24th. We're recording this on the 23rd, though. So happy Merry Christmas Eve.
Yep.
So we got how many? We got 25 books.
Yes.
Like I said before, I almost asked Mike how many books we have. But when were they released?
They were released on December 13, 2017. And I start first with all digitals because you have no digital independence.
Right.
Or physical.
We did come to a determining factor with the comic reviews. We will be revealing that if next week's books, which we actually do have now, this is late. This review is going up late. It's the holiday season. I'm sure you guys expected that. And I'm sure you guys are expecting the next review to be at least a couple of days late because Christmas is on Monday. But if we do not get a chance to do next Wednesday's books before the new year, or if this review for the books that are for next episode go all the way till this time next week, we'll mention what we're doing next year in that review. If not, if we can get those books done and get the review up before, we'll be making our announcement with episode 425's books, not 424's books, which are what we have to read and review, which we'll be doing next. So just look forward to 424, 425. We'll be doing an update on what's going to be going on, what the future holds.
Yeah.
For the Dark Avenger comic book review show.
Alright, so we're going to start off with Angry Birds, Monsters, and Mistletoe. It's basically a Christmas special, guilty pleasure read of Angry Birds. And it's like a little mix, you know, of the regular Angry Birds and the movie version. And you know me with the movie version, I'm not really too crazy about it. But it was actually a good book where Big Red was giving hugs and everything. And it was... So it was basically all about Christmassy books. Like, I can't really remember all 4 stories because it was, like, really, really long. But it was an enjoyable read and... You know, it is the holiday season, and I really enjoyed the book. I really don't know what's going to be in stake for Robotech issue number 5, because I'm getting kind of really bored with this issue. And I
series.
And I think after this issue, I think I'm done, because, first of all, the captain is dead now, and he's no longer there, because of what happened last issue. And now they're trying to figure out ways of, how to go about the mission and how they're going to change ways. I don't know. I kind of found this book to be very boring. So I don't think I'll be coming back for the next issue for this. Because I'm not really seeing any progression, really. It's like the same state. So I think I'm going to give Robotech a goodbye for this one. Bloodshot Salvation, however, issue number... Oh, what was the issue number? Can you pick up the issue number?
Sure.
Yeah, because I can't remember. Well, I wrote it down. Bloodshot. Oh, number 4. Okay. And it was really not about Bloodshot. It talked about these 2 boys, Pete and Danny, about how they lived their lives with a strict father who always was violent with the little brother because the mother's dead and everything because of him, and he thinks it's all his fault and everything. But it was a really heartfelt story where, in the end, the big brother wound up shooting the little brother when they were adults because the big brother got, like, fire. You know, like when you get fire and degree burns. So, I mean, that's really all the book was about. Grimm Fairy Tales, the 2017 holiday special, The Return of Krampus. Yes,
Krampus.
What was it?
Krampus.
Well, Krampus appears in this.
I thought it was That's the British version.
Oh! That's why I thought Krampus.
No, I was making a joke. There's no such thing as Krampus. I was making fun of Crumpet.
Well, anyway, it's just him. Do you know what her name is? The one that's Sela's daughter?
Sky, yeah. Skylar Mathers.
I forgot. And it's really him just telling her...
Krampus.
And It's just Krampus.
You're making too many crumpets, Mr. Crumpet.
Okay, okay, it's not funny anymore.
Yes, it is.
So
Krampus.
It's just Krampus just telling her stories about these. Oh, it's Christmas season, but then this and this and this happened. That's really all it's about. And then he leaves a letter like saying, "Oh, I guess I'll see you next year" and all that. And she wasn't really happy about that because when you see Krampus, nothing should go well.
You see Krampus, he gives you crumpets.
Van Helsing versus the Werewolf, issue number 6, the final issue, and Van Helsing goes up against the werewolf because of all the terror that it's been causing in the town and everything. It was a real gory but awesome fight that they had with each other. And really that's all the book was about. Just her ending the whole werewolf thing of what was going on. And here's the thing, what's going on in January. There's going to be another versus book. Lisa Van Helsing versus Robin Hood.
Leslie.
Whatever, yeah. Versus Robin Hood. So that, my friends, is something I'll definitely be picking up and reading because I like Robin Hood, and I grew a very interest in Van Helsing.
So you have 2 physical books. I had no indies this week.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know what's wrong.
I did have Slam. I'll throw Slam out there just because Slam is a nice book. I just didn't have a chance to read the next issue.
Oh, let me just take it out so it don't glare.
But look up Slam. It's a good book from Boom Studios.
Mm-hmm. Street Fighter Reloaded issue number 2.
Oh, no. There, that's a better cover.
And what this story is about, like, Ken and Ryu are trying to find out who killed or murdered Goken. And, like, this is, like, a really awesome book, and the artwork's great as well. And Guile's on the mission trying to find out where Ryu was, as well as what happened to Charlie, because we all know what happened because of the other volume books. And, it was a really great book. Vega actually appears in this, who goes up against E Honda for a little while there. And it looks like Vega's going to be encountering with Ken, it looks like. And yeah. And then the second story was just about Hong Kong and all that stuff. It was like, eh. But for a weekly series, though, I'm really enjoying Street Fighter Reloaded. It's a really good book. And there's one more Street Fighter related book, which is Street Fighter Shadaloo Special.
It's a one-shot.
And yes, that is a one-shot. And what I liked about this book is that, you know, you have Balrog, who is fighting against Vega. Vega must be a very popular character this week. Yeah, but that's the first story, and that was a little okay there. Then you have C. Viper, who works with Jury as a team.
C. Viper's really building up.
Yes. I really admire her character, as well as Jury's character, who wants to probably get rid of Bison and all that. But the chase continues in Street Fighter Legends of Cammy. Then you got another story where it's actually Cammy's team. I forgot who they were called. Alpha Blue, was it? Or something? I don't know. But it's just like different stories of all that. And then it ends with the last story with Bison saying that he's going to make a new Shadaloo. I mean, you all knew Bison was going to be in it somehow.
There had to be another Street Fighter series after Reloaded and crossover.
Well, yeah, but they also mentioned trade paperbacks, like I just said for one of the stories. So there you go.
Mr. Miracle issue number 5. I'm telling you guys, he's in some type of machine. I could swear it almost. So him and Big Barter basically are enjoying his last few days alive. And of course his promo guy's like, oh, we're going to promote this. You know, either he's going to die or he's not. So it doesn't matter if you die or not. And you learn to hate this dude. And long story short, after enjoying so much time together, Big Barter jumps in at the end of the issue when he's about to be taken for execution. And she kills the new gods that are taking him to New Genesis. And she ends up killing the promotional guy. And she's like, stay.
Yeah.
And that's where it ends. I'm like, whoa. It's going to be I'm interested in seeing the next issue. Mr. Miracle has been a big surprise for me. I mean, I thought I was going to like it, but I really did. I'm really enjoying it. XMen Blue, issue 17. They're in 2099, and apparently this machine is sending them, or the teleporter that Magneto made, the machine that's supposed to send them back to their time, was meant to take them to 2099 to learn something. And the X-Men don't know what. You know, they're living through a day in the life of 2099, long story short. And they end up fixing the device after a huge fight breaks out. There's a lot of great action in the book. And then they end up in a different time. Of course, still not their time. The machine had another stop-off for them, or another predestined location. Where that is, to be continued. So I've been in... I don't know how I feel about this series just yet. We'll have to wait and see what X-Men Blue.
Alright, so I got Jean Grey, issue number 10 of what's going to happen when we encountered with the Phoenix in the last issue. And, of course, you know, when they see that, they retreat, and Jean Grey tries to fight it off. And, of course, you still got Emma Frost who's there, and the artwork is... I don't know if it's just me or not, but the artwork's a little different. I mean, in a kind of goodish way, if that's a word, goodish, for that matter. And that's what it really is, just Jean Grey trying to fight against the Phoenix. And I like how it's two perspectives, that she's not turned into the Phoenix yet, but she actually fights the Phoenix fire just to see what it's like. And that's what's really awesome building up in the story. And she's like trying to fight it and surviving all this, but with seeing this, yeah. But now it says to read Phoenix Resurrection issue 1 and 5, and then come back next month for the issue 11 finale.
So this is leading into the Phoenix miniseries,
so those
which you'll
four
be
things
reading.
are probably the Resurrection or whatever. Probably I'll read it digitally, or I don't know if you
No, I got it physically.
Oh, you did get it physically. I didn't know
Phoenix
if you saw
Resurrection
it.
I
All
got
right.
physically.
Well, yeah, so there you go.
Because it's supposed to bring back the original Jean, so I figured why the hell not.
There you go, yeah.
Scarlet Spider issue 11. I think this book is definitely going to a digital pile, but that won't matter for this review soon. Little teaser there for 2018. But anyway, so long. Basically, because Ben beat the crap out of Cassandra's brother in the last issue, his degeneration started again. We all knew it. I said I hope that didn't happen, but it's true. And Death tells us that basically every time he does a bad deed, he starts to degenerate more. He does good deeds, the degeneration goes away. So basically, he has to be good, permanent, like the way he used to be, or else every time he makes a bad choice, it's kind of like the Pinocchio syndrome. Every time he does something bad, he degenerates. Every time he does something good, he regenerates. So either he's going to continue to degenerate till he dies, or he's going to stay good, and he's not going to degenerate at all. And I guess it's okay. And we find out that the Slingers are, you know, they realize that Scarlet Spider is a danger, so they have to take him off the board. They end up kidnapping Cassandra, and they leave a demand that Scarlet Spider has to admit that he beat the crap out of Cassandra's brother, or Cassandra's killed in 24 hours. I really, Scarlet Spider, man, it's an interesting ride. Very interesting ride. All New Wolverine issue number 28 has been a fun read for me as well. Laura and Dawkins go to the person, and we all saw this coming, who made, you know, they find out that that they were making bullets out of the blade that once, you know, you get cut by it, you can never heal from it. And I like how Dawkins gets shot with a bullet and they have to cut around the wound so this way he'll heal. And Dawkins kind of gives Gabby a 4-in-1 that, yeah, we have a healing factor, but if we get shot in the brain or any vital organ, if it's damaged beyond repair, or it's not repaired in time, they die. So there is a mortality to being Wolverine. But he's all made of adamantium, unlike them. So Wolverine doesn't have to worry about his brain, for example, because he's in adamantium. His brain is forever encased and safe. Same with his heart, because of his rib cage, sort of. So Wolverine has more of an immortality than Laura and the others, who kind of... I don't know if Laura has adamantium, actually. I think she does, but Dawkins does not. So they end up going to Tokyo to find the guy that made the sword, like I said, and he gives them the shield, but, you know, they can't protect themselves. Dawkins gets his arm back through meditation. We all saw that coming as well. He wasn't going to be armless for the rest of his life. And now, apparently he's going to forge something for one of them. The other two have to stay, I guess, hidden until this whole thing's over. Obviously, it's going to be for Laura. And we get a really weird ending that obviously is not what it seems. We get Logan, Old Man Logan, Sabretooth, and Lady Deathstrike being shot to death. No way that's real because we all know Old Man Logan and the others are alive. Runaways issue 4. Molly's issue. So they go and find Molly. And it looks like Molly's having a good old life. And we also find out that... Oh my god, I forgot his name. Why did his name leave me? Oh god. Victor. Victor actually is faking being shut down. And he actually opens up to Molly about it. And they have a long conversation about why they can't... You know, why he can't tell them that he's observing and whatnot. So Molly and him have this little secret. And Girth is just, she can't understand, you know, she's been dead for so long that she's having a hard time dealing with the Runaways actually not being Runaways anymore. And long story short, in the end, as Chase and Nico are leaving, Girth actually decides to stay behind with Molly and her grandmother, who I guess, I see this being, there's definitely something sinister with the grandmother, but we're not going to find out till next issue. Runaways has been an interesting book so far. I don't know. I feel like I could. It's going to be one of those books that's either going to stay in my review pile or it'll go to a casual read for me. We'll see, but I'll never stop reading Runaways. I just don't know if I'll be reviewing it because Runaways has their slow moments, and I feel like this build-up and this setup, the beginning, is really slow build.
Alright, we got the Punisher 219, Punisher War Machine Part 2. Now the Punisher has the War Machine, and I review this on Comic Frontline, by the way.
Yeah, so you can give it a
review. So, abbreviated version, it's just, we see the Punisher in a War Machine outfit, and as well as just punishing things. He meets up with a new guy named Veka, and they, like, team up with each other a little bit. And I like the, well, I don't want to show any violent, like, blood or anything. Like, yeah. It's just... the Punisher who causes havoc using War Machine and doesn't tend to anybody's aid. Like, he just says, like, nope, like, I just punish people and that's it. Unfortunately, though, Veka gets the worse in the end when he dies because he wants to meet with Pedro, the Punisher, or War Machine Punisher. And there are these two guys that know about it and are going to be following him. So that's going to be something really interesting for the next War Machine. I'm loving it, actually. It's really... I thought it was going to be a little but I'm actually liking it with the War Machine.
Alright, Venom Inc. continuing through Amazing Spider-Man 792. Everybody happy about the news? Everybody going crazy about the news? I'm indifferent about the news that Dan Slott is leaving Amazing Spider-Man. I've said that I think...
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
But there's rumors about his end and this and that, so I'm not going to say anything yet, but I've enjoyed books from Dan Slott with Amazing Spider-Man. I have not enjoyed books from Dan Slott with Amazing Spider-Man. As a matter of fact, I've dropped Amazing Spider-Man. The only reason you guys are seeing this book now is because we have the Venom Inc. crossover, which is a literally issue-to-issue story. So there's no escaping it unless you drop both Amazing and Venom. And at the time I was reading Venom, so here we go. So, Flash is now apparently anti-Venom, and he cures Eddie Brock. He cleanses the Venom symbiote from Eddie. So now Eddie is completely and utterly cleansed. Flash ends up leaving with the symbiote. Black Cat and her gang get confronted by the I forgot the Venom gang, the Mayhem and his gang, and we find out, you know, Flash is trying to explain to Spider-Man about the symbiote, that it's more than what Spider-Man knows. Black Cat and her gang get converted by Mayhem and his gang. And now Spider-Man and Flash are teaming up to find Mayhem and stop him once and for all. Eddie is now symbioteless and can't detect the Venom symbiote anymore. I'm sure this is going to play a huge role in the future for Venom and also for his, you know, his partnership with Spider-Man, because he swears if he ever gets the symbiote back that he's going to kill Spider-Man. So I feel like we're going back to the classic. Venom will protect the innocent, but he still wants to kill Spider-Man because... well, look what Spider-Man's doing to him. Anyway, in the end, it turns out Black Cat and her gang have now been converted and are part of Mayhem's gang, and that is where Spider-Man and Flash are being left off. Interesting stuff. Both. There's two. One.
Oh.
Two. Superwoman, really quickly. I'm kind of glad the series is ending. I'm tired of the Midnight story. I felt like Superwoman was really building back up again, and now here we are again with Midnight. And I could really care less about Midnight. I care about Lana. I really do. I wanted this to be more. I wanted Lana to finally be a superhero, but we can all see where this series is going, that eventually Lana is going to lose the power probably by the next issue, and that'll be the end of Superwoman, and that'll be the end of the series. Supergirl 16, I am officially done with the series. You know, I really wanted this time, especially with Rebirth, to get all of the Superman and Superman family books. But for those of you that didn't know, if you go all the way back to the very beginning of my reviews, all the way through till before New 52, I was only collecting the Superman books. It was very rare of me to buy a Superman family book. I regret not buying Superboy. I own all the Superboy issues now, but Supergirl was definitely a book that was touch and go for me. And here we are now again with Rebirth, and as much of a Superman fan as I am, and as I would never drop a Superman book, that doesn't mean I wouldn't drop a Supergirl book. And I'm tired of the DEO. I'm tired of Bones. I'm tired of him and his agenda trying. First, Laura was working with the DEO for the first umpteenth issues. And now we've got the DEO trying to find her. You know, she's at school. And this is going to go into my casual read digital pile, where I'll read it on my own time. I just, review-wise, I can't recommend it. And at the same time, I can't not recommend it, because it depends on where you fall on the spectrum. If you like, because I know there are a few people that are liking Supergirl, and they have reasons, and they'll list those reasons. And then I have my reasons for not liking Supergirl, and it's completely mirror opposite of what people's reasons for liking Supergirl are. Long story into it, I've never really been a Supergirl fan. Supergirl fan, see that? I never really got deep into reading Supergirl and sticking with her comic long. So she's just a character, once again, that I've never really been huge into to begin with. So for me, moving into a casual, you know, when I have the time read isn't a big deal.
Justice League of America, issue number 20. There's a ticking time bomb where the Justice League of America have to stop before things get out of hand, and they do, and now it's up to Vixen that goes up against, what was his name? Prometheus. They said that his name was. And they're all alive, I mean, thank God for that, and although Lobo kind of got the hard end of getting burned and all that stuff, but, you know, with that, they defeat him, and here's some artwork I want to show you. And now with everything that's going back to normal, now we have to see what's going to be of Killer Frost. See, Killer Frost actually gives more of why she does do what she does with killing people. But it looks it looks like somebody is going to be after Ray. So someone's going to be introduced, possibly in the next issue.
Titans issue number 18. Heavy action. The Titans versus Troya. The return of Wally West. The return. We'll call it the return of Wally West. Thanks to New 52 Wally. Lots of awesome moments in this book. From the moment where Donna Troy says, "I will never become you, Troya," to the moment where the Titans are fighting off against their friends and foes alike to stop Troya once and for all. Roy trying to break through to Troya. It not working, but Donna hearing him this time, and their relationship finally actually begins in the book. Cool stuff. Love the artwork in this book. The artwork by Brett Booth is freaking awesome. As always, Brett Booth is a really great artist. And Troya gets sent somewhere into time. The friends get freed from her control. Vismon gets free from her control, but he's going back to jail. Donna and Roy look like they're getting close. Dick and Wally are, well, Wally's happy being back with the Titans, and now next issue it says Titans versus Justice League, and I believe that's because Wally sent other Wally to go get the Justice League and the Teen Titans because of what was going on with Troya, and now they didn't need the help, so I feel like it's just leading into a minor little crossover, not really a versus, so to speak. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Hal and the Green Lanterns find out that the Controllers are back. The Controllers reveal their dirty, evil scheme to suck the life out of the Guardians in order to rebirth the Controller race. So basically, they take the life force from one Guardian and they're able to create a Controller again, and that's their evil plan. And you got Hal and Guy out in the universe trying to find out where the controllers are. They get a bit of a lead. Like I said, we find out what the controllers are doing, and to be continued. Will the controllers suck the life out of all of the Guardians? Of course not. I mean, we saw one Guardian die that was a, Guardian number whatever. Gantha and Sayad are not going to die. I hope not. They fought to keep them alive for so long. I would hope that wouldn't happen. But obviously the Green Lanterns will pop in, save the day, stop the controllers. Awesome book. Definitely. I know that a lot of people don't really like it, but I'm enjoying Hal Jordan right now. Green Lanterns, however, that book I kind of let go of.
Red Hood and the Outlaws, issue number 17, where, I don't know, like, this issue was a really good issue where, it's like the whole team who's, trying to go to the, other island to find out, where it is from what Amanda Waller said. And, you have Jason Todd and Killer Croc who are, teaming up with each other to find, I guess it's Task Force 8, X or something. And,
That's Suicide Squad.
Well, that's what they are, but I'm just saying, like, they had to find some underground stuff. Get some artwork for that. And that's really, like, the whole part of the book with and Harley Quinn and Artemis really don't get along with each other. And you could tell in this issue that they're just totally just not going to get along for that many reasons. Now, Bizarro, I think Bizarro kind of snapped out of his whole being smart thing, or maybe being more serious now. I don't know, but that last page was kind of questionable for that.
The end of the... I feel like calling it the end of the first season, but as it says here, end of an era. I feel like this is the end of the first chapter for New Superman. Keenan, through meditation, is able to reach out to his mentor. And his mentor explains to him about yin and yang, about him and his brother's life, and that Superman, or New Superman, Keenan, needs to embody both of them. He needs to be the new yin and yang to be the true Superman. And he gives himself to Keenan, and you get half the S, as you can see here. So now Keenan has to get Yang. I love the new symbol. I love this new Superman symbol. I gotta say that. I do love it. I love that it's not the octagon anymore, that they went with the traditional diamond S. So now Superman has to figure out how to stop Yang. He's able to close the door that Yang opened, and now they're fighting off against everybody, and Yang ends up fighting with Superman. And what happens is, he realizes, I have to believe that a bully, because he grew up as a bully. He was yin and yang. There were good points to him. There were good parts about him, but he was also a bully. And he's like, I don't have to defeat you. You're not my enemy. You're a part of me. And that's where he sucks in Yang. And now he is the embodiment of both yin and yang. And the prologue here is him and the Justice League of China are leaving... Omen, and they're leaving the Ministry. And they are going to join, they're going to be their own independent group to protect China. I love how Batman stops the compliant device so that they could all leave. And in the end, the Justice League leave, and Omen promises her higher-ups, we'll fix it. And they're like, no, you know what? We were thinking dumb. We shouldn't have thought like the Americans and gone with a league. We needed to think about a core. So now... they're going with the core. You've got the Justice League now working independently for China. I'm really, really interested in seeing where the next arc goes. Now, the title will be changing, the numbering will be staying, but it's going to be changing to New Superman and the Justice League of China, starting with issue 19. Really, really interested in seeing where that goes. I'm really happy I started reading New Superman again.
Yeah, I reviewed some Frontline Green Arrow number 35. The adventure of Green Arrow and Moira Queen, who are looking for the Inferno of the Ninth Circle. And what you have is, you have the lawyer who wants to try to send a little less of a life sentence for Ava Queen. It's like a long story to that. And as always, his artwork, which is drawn really excellent. I like this artwork. And, he's like saying to the mother, that don't worry, just stay with me and I'll help you find the Inferno and everything. We get a little bit of a backstory of Wendy Poole about, you know, her situation because, you know, she's alive. So they find the Inferno, but then in the end, the mother drives away and leaves him for that. And then Black Canary knows where Oliver Queen is, where Henry Piff, and, you know, because of a tracking thing. So it's the next one says Mora versus Canary. So mother versus girlfriend of Oliver Queen. It's about to be a catfight going on here, or more along the lines of a Jerry Springer show. I don't know.
Detective Comics 970, or as I'd like to call it, They All Fall Down. So the crew, what do you call it? The league that Batman put together, led by Red Robin, and himself and Batwoman. Things are starting to fall apart. You got the first victim unit out there looking to destroy Batman, his reputation, and his group. Stephanie finds out that Tim actually didn't enroll in, he dropped out of his enrollment in college. And Tim is actually going a little bit too far, and I like how Batwoman kind of warns her about Tim, and that he needs to chill. He has to, he's going a bit too far, and somebody has to stop him before somebody gets hurt. Clayface gets attacked by the, well, first of all, Stephanie and Tim look like they're on the what do you call it? Kind of, not the, what's the word I'm looking for? They're on a rocky patch right now, let's put it that way, because she doesn't like that Tim gave up going to college. She's like, and this is what pissed me off about Stephanie and why I have to agree with Kat. This is so not Stephanie. The last paragraph alone. You're going to stay here playing with your utopia, not caring what kind of victims you leave in your wake. All this comes back from the first victims story. And remember, guys, I did not like the first victims arc in Detective back when Tim was taken away and Stephanie was losing it. So I do not like Stephanie's character in this book, and Tim is kind of starting to fall apart, but he's noticing that he's checking on Arkham to check on Anarchy, and Arkham is empty. All the doors are open and whatever. So Basil is trying, or Clayface is trying to reach out to the girl that he changed and trying to get her, like, my device can help you, and that's when the first victims unit attack him and basically take his device away and want him to lose control so the world can see what kind of a monster he is. Why I don't think it's going to work is because there was a talk with him and the doctor earlier in the book where she's like, you just have to remember who you are and that you don't want to be that monster, and that's all you have to worry about, and your willpower will keep you from losing yourself. I think that Clayface is going to lose himself, and this is going to start the beginning of the separation of the group. Already you got Stephanie, who's not happy with Tim and wants to possibly leave. Tim watching everything fall apart. Batwoman starting to see that maybe it's not a good idea working in this group. I don't know where Orphan fits in with all this. Azrael and Batwing, I don't know where they're standing, but it looks like the team is slowly deteriorating. Finally, Action Comics, issue number 993. Ladies and gentlemen, be ready. 1000 is coming. There's actually a trade coming out spotlighting a lot of the action books. I will be getting that. But Superman is back on Krypton to find out, if his father, in fact, was taken at the last moments of Krypton. I love the artwork. I love the artwork in Action Comics. So, Booster ends up fighting with Flash, because Flash thinks that Booster is there to take his time travel device for whatever gain. And Booster's like, no, your Superman actually traveled backwards in time, and we have to stop him, or else he's going to destroy time as we know it. We find out Lois's father is going to be executed live on the internet. He went into this mission. He led this mission. He got captured, and because it's in a place where the United States is not strong in, they decided that, they said he did it on his own because they didn't want to get involved. And now Lois's father is going to be executed, and she has to do something about it. Now, we also find out, this is kind of fixing the New 52 and Rebirth merge, that apparently Lois did a story on the Army, and something secret they were doing, and her and her father haven't talked since before John was born. So basically, John has never met Lois's father because she did an article and he basically disowned her as his daughter because she did that. Because, as we all know, Sam Lane is all about the Army and doesn't care about anything else. So he doesn't even know John, and John doesn't know him. But John, with his super hearing, hears that. So now Lois and John are going to be going off to save Lois's father. Superman and Booster are trapped back on Krypton. And I love how Superman obviously didn't remember that Krypton had a red sun, and slowly is... I love the artwork. I gotta show this page too. Slowly is losing his powers, and very soon will be completely and utterly powerless because he's on Krypton. And this is all leading into the finale. This arc actually is, I believe, going to be ending in issue 1000. So I'm loving action. Dan Jurgens' action, going back in time to see what's going. You know, I'm really loving it. Booster Gold, it's just. I'm sure Dan Jurgens is very happy he's there for the 1000th episode. I mean, he was the one that killed Superman. Now he's going to be there for Action 1000. I mean, Dan Jurgens is definitely one of my favorite Superman writers of all time. I can't say enough good things about Dan Jurgens. I really enjoy his writing. I definitely recommend Action Comics. And with that, that's it for this review, guys. So, as always, happy holidays. We hope you guys have a great holiday, regardless what you celebrate. Whether you celebrated Hanukkah, whether you're celebrating Christmas in another day, or whether you're celebrating Hanukkah in a few days. Take care. Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa. And if you don't celebrate any, happy winter solstice, winter holiday, whatever you want to call it. Yep. Take care, everybody. We'll see you guys soon in the next comic review. Hopefully we'll get it out to you guys middle of next week. All really depends on... We have a lot of reading, so let's hope. So till then, guys, take care, and we'll see you guys in the next review.
Bye, everyone.
Happy holidays, everybody.